Hi, Ivan from Optimum Polymer Technologies here to explain to you the Big Red Sponge and O&R and the technology behind them. You know, they're quite a dynamic duo, so we're going to show you how they work, why they work, and what makes them so amazing. So, hold on. Optimum No-Rinse has substantive polymers. Now these polymers react to dirt and react to themselves and react to the water in many different ways. First of all, it's a highly concentrated formula. So what we do, we need to dilute it 256 to 1, which means half an ounce to a gallon of water. In our bucket here, we have 4 gallons of water, so we're going to put 4 capfuls, because the capful on the 32-ounce bottle is half an ounce. On the gallon bottle, it's also half an ounce, but on the 8-ounce bottle, it's only a 1/4 ounce. So you have to be wary of that. And when I'm done pouring this in, I'm just going to rinse the cap out so we don't have O&R flowing down the sides of the bottle. Now the polymers in O&R, first thing they do is encapsulate the dirt. When they encapsulate the dirt, they wrap it up, they hold it in a bear hug, and they're trying to separate it away from the paint. As they're encapsulating the dirt, the O&R polymers are breaking the dirt apart or emulsifying it, trying to get it into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces. The smaller the pieces, the less abrasive it is. O&R is also Zwitter ionic, which means neither negative nor positive. When we were kids, we'd take some magnets and try to put the 2 positives or 2 negatives together, and we could never quite get them together. That's what O&R is. It's lifting the dirt on a microscopic ionic cushion, keeping it away from the paint. And finally, the polymers are leaving behind a little bit of residue on the paint. Now, every time you wash with O&R, you're not applying new residue. It's actually reliquefying the residue that you left on the paint previously. So when you left that residue on the paint previously, you're re-wetting it, it's helping the dirt come off. So when you wash your car with O&R the first time, you're going to be amazed. But when you wash it the second time, it's even better. The other part of the dynamic washing duo with Optimum is the Big Red Sponge. Now the Big Red Sponge was specifically designed to go with O&R. A lot of sponges on the market, a lot of wash media, and they all work. But the Big Red Sponge just works better. The reason it works better, first of all, the composition of the foam. The foam brings in the dirt and releases it very quickly into the O&R solution. The O&R solution, being a powerful water softener, drops it to the bottom of the bucket, takes it away from the sponge. The sponge is extremely durable. In my shops, washing numerous cars every day, we get about a year out of a sponge. So someone that's just washing 2 or 3 cars a day, they get numerous years out of a sponge. So it's a good value for the money as well. Now, using the Big Red Sponge, you don't want it soaking wet, you don't want it dry either. So when you pull it out of your bucket, you don't want to use it like that. You don't also want to squeeze it out completely. Just want to give it one squeeze, and so it's on the point of dripping. After that, with the sponge, we're applying the O&R to the surface. So we're not rubbing the surface with the sponge, we're not grinding it in, we're just gently rubbing it across the surface. The O&R is doing the work, not us. All we're doing is we're facilitating the O&R going onto the surface. Now the Big Red Sponge has 2 sides. When you flip it over, you can do another panel. You want to do about the size of this door. So flip it over and do the bottom half and the bumper. The sponge, because of the little cuts in it, can get into little tight areas around emblems. Like any wash process, start from the top, work your way down. So the Big Red Sponge now has a lot of dirt and grit on it. What we're going to show is the dirt releasing properties of the sponge combined with O&R. So I'm going to dunk it in the O&R and you'll see it'll come back up clean. So using a Dry Me a River Junior, we're going to dry the O&R. Now one of the advantage O&R has over the traditional soap and water method is that it lubricates the surface at all times, including during the drying. When you're using soap and water, a technique that Ben-Hur used to clean his Chariot, so it's a little outdated, you're rinsing the soap off. It provides a bit of lubrication, but you're taking it off, you're leaving water on the surface. With O&R, the substantive polymers are still there, lubricating the surface. So taking the waffle weave towel, leaves a nice surface, nice and dry. For the glass, I like to go over it a second time just to make sure we don't have any streaks. With the dry side of the towel, and there we go, washed and protected with O&R. So we've washed the vehicle with O&R and the Big Red Sponge. We learned why O&R is superior to soap and water and a bit of the technology behind it. Now, if you have any questions or comments, follow the towel to down there and you'll see they're down there. Add questions and comments, or you can message my friend Levi at levi@theragcompany.com and he'll answer your questions with pleasure. And remember to subscribe. Right up here, there's a little button to the Rag Company's YouTube channel. Thank you.